There, it's me again. My name is Dr. Murungi. For those that are new in this channel, our channel is about human behaviors and health practices that we can use to improve the quality of our lives. I hope you had a lovely Sunday. Mine has been beautiful. I've just come from visiting my children in school, and they told me they are coming for midterm on Thursday. And from that, it clicked on me that I need to talk to fellow parents like me about how we can connect with our children now that even the borders will be home next week. So if you want to know how, please stick with me. I'll be telling you how to connect with your child and how to reconnect now that they have been in boarding school for a while. We have a lot as parents that we have to hustle so that we can provide the needs of our children, the needs of our families, and also improve our living. Now, as a result of this, parents actually have been overstretched, and sometimes they have been too busy to have time with their children, and that's why most of us took our children to boarding school. Now, when they're coming home on midterm, as parents, let's try to connect with them. So our topic today is connecting with your child, and I hope you learn something. Please keep watching up to the end of the video so that you can know how to connect with your child. First of all, I want to encourage us as parents, me and you, including those parents with children not in boarding school. I want all of us to carve at least 2 to 3 hours when these children come home for midterm of special time with your child. You can do this for this midterm, 2 to 3 hours. It's cheaper spending 3 hours of a child's midterm with you than spending the rest of your life correcting behavioral maladjustment with a child that does not understand you, and you as the parent does not understand. To avoid that, create time, connect with them, and this can go a long way in alleviating some of the behaviors that you're seeing parents facing today, just by spending time with your children, connecting heart to heart, and understanding them. So create at least 2 to 3 hours of special time with your children. If you have one, if you have two, spend time with them and have those children decide where they will spend this time with you. Yes, if they want you to be home with them, then good for you. Avail that time. Be home with them. We are back to CBC because children are indisciplined, because children lack basic skills. So we are back to correcting things that have not been corrected. At home, don't be left behind. Remember, as a parent, it is your biggest responsibility to nurture your child the best way you can. Schools are doing their parts. As parents, you don't want schools to replace you. Do your parental role. Spend time with your children so that you can be in their life. seeing what is happening with them, guiding them with what they are going through, other than letting other people duplicate themselves through your children, especially the peers and anyone else who cares to model your child the way they want to. The best model a child can have is a parent. So reconnecting with your child is very, very important. Now, spending time with your child is actually not negotiable. It's not negotiable. If you're working, talk to your employer, take time off to be with your children at this particular time. Remember, you're working today. Tomorrow when you're not working, your children will be the biggest casualties of your loss. So now, you will only come back to your family. Connect with them so that when you come back home, you have a soft landing. You're not landing on strangers. People who don't know you, they have never seen you, they have never, you've never connected with them. They don't know, they only know you pay fees and you pay rent, or the home they live in belongs to you, but nothing much they can say about you. Spend time with your children when you can. Rule number 1, spend time with your children. Yes, cut off the time you spend with friends and give time to your children and to your family. The biggest mistake people are making today is that they are working round the clock, and when they are not working, they are on chamas, they are seeing other men, if it's women, they're on chamas, and children have no one. They have house helps, they have pairs in the estates, in the neighborhood, that is whom they consult. It's time to learn how to connect with your child. Start connecting with your child. I do not drink water. I do not preach wine. Preach water and drink wine, or vice versa, whatever they say about it. What I'm telling you is what I do. So make time, spend time with your children. Spend time with your children. Yes, stop delegating the responsibility of taking care of your children to house helps and extended family. Even if you're working, get permission to spend time with your children, 2 to 3 hours this midterm, and make it a routine every other time. And let them decide where to go. Don't dictate on them. And when you go there, keep your phones away. Don't be chatting with your friends. You're on WhatsApp, you're on calls. Put the phones aside. Order a good meal for them. Sit, chat. Let them go and play if they are age that cannot sit still. After they play and they have had their meal, now tell them, I want us to talk before we can get back home, because today I wanted to take you out and spend time with you. And this thing is not negotiable. I've said it over and over. Spending time with your children is not negotiable. And let them take the lead in deciding where the time will be spent and doing what. If you've been spending time with them, you already know they decide what day. Yes, and they decide when. Do they eat fast? Do they talk to you fast? Do you have a heart-to-heart talk before the meal, or you take the meal and then you chat, or they play? Let them decide. I have friends that have told me their children will tell them when they go home in the evening they want to talk, and they say, hey, right now please, I'm watching my cartoon, let's fix an appointment to talk so that I can plan, but not this time because this time I've been doing this. They are growing, yes. Respect their opinions and ideas and negotiate with them. Yeah? And if you do not keep this track, my dear parents, my fellow parents, of connecting with your children now, you will lose them. You will lose them to their peers forever. So when they have their issues, they will not even be telling you. They will be telling their friends. And only you'll be finding things happened and no one even told you. And you're like, why did you not tell me? And they're like, does it matter to you? So please connect with them. Have a heart-to-heart talk. Let them know they have a friend in you. Start reconnecting if you've never connected. And if you've connected, keep reconnecting every other time. Because this is the time that peer influence becomes more significant than you, the parent. So if you don't assert yourself in their life, you'll be out for good. So spend 2 to 3 hours this midterm with them and always keep creating time. Even during the school holidays when they close, every weekend, you can also continue this aspect of spending 2 to 3 times with them, 2 to 3 hours with them. Yeah, having a heart-to-heart talk, learning what they love doing, what is happening with their lives. Yeah, how you can be of help, and if they need anything, if they have questions or they have some challenges that you can talk about. But this comes easily when you're friends. When you're not friends, you never hear anything of what they talk with their friends. Now, the other thing, yes, we are parents. As parents, we are authorities and we are up here and they are here. But I want to remind us that treat your child kindly and respectfully. When you do this, you're teaching them how to have healthy relationships as they grow. Building a strong bond with your child will give them a sense of safety and security. That means when they go through hard times, even when they go to boarding school and they go through hard time, they will feel able to talk with you about what is concerning them. Do not let other people go and decide for them and, give them inferiority complex. Do not let someone else demean your child. Do not let someone else teach your children to have no confidence. As a parent, you need to follow your child through. Yes, you need to teach your child through. In schools, they have bullies. Bullies in form of children, bullies in form of workers. Workers that threaten them. If you say this, utanijua. How do you expect them to talk? If you say you lost your clothes, how are they supposed to survive without clothes? So as a parent, keep your children close to you so that when things are happening to them, when they are going through challenges, they can talk to you about it. You understand? So treat them with respect. Treat them with respect. Yes. And as they grow, that is what they have learned from you, and they model it, and you love seeing it. Because your efforts will have borne fruits. Okay. Now, I want to give you some tips that we can use as parents. Sometimes you might feel that you're spending too much money and your child is, you wonder whether actually it's worth it even spending that money that you're spending. But I want to encourage us. Love your child as he or she is. regardless of what anyone says about your child, regardless of what people think about your child, love your child as he or he is. If you don't love your child, who will love the child for you? Nobody. So love your child. Whether the child is bright, whether the child is dull, whether the child has a disability, whether the child is normal, whether the child is whatever it is with the child, love your child as he or she is. Okay? My fellow parents? Good. Then, when a child talks to you, please validate your child's opinion. Validate your child's opinion. When children are away and they are with other people, they have challenges that they go through. And they might try expressing themselves to other people, and actually trying to express themselves elsewhere may not even work. So when a child talks to you, please validate their emotions. Stop whatever else you're doing. Listen to your child. Hug them. Tell them whatever it is they have to tell you. You're with them and you love them no matter what. Okay? You're with them. You appreciate them. You trust them. And you believe in them. No matter what anyone else says. Trust your child. Validate their emotions. Never trash your child's emotions. Yes. If you don't take time to understand why they are feeling the way they are feeling and what you can do to help how they are feeling, then you are actually sending your child away from your heart, from your life, from your home, to the world, or to peers outside, to peers, you know. Remember to address your own child's emotional needs. Don't expect anyone else to do it for you. Yes, you can tell someone, please do this and that for me, and they'll look at you as and you think my job is to do these things for you. You think my job is to babysit your child. You think my job is to take care of your children. You think my job is, you know. Remember to address your own emotional needs, even as you deal with your child's emotional needs as well. You know, when you tell someone, do 1, 2, 3 for my child. 1, you request. A request is not an express way that it will happen. So I will tell you, when you make a request, it can be honored or it cannot be honored. And in an environment that you know whether you can actually trust or not trust, based on your emotional assessment as a parent, then make follow-up. You know, people are used to giving a lot of lip service. Yes, of course, we will do it, you know. And then, once you're out of sight, everything you're requesting, out of mind. So as parents, learn to make follow-ups. Do not say, oh, I told so and so, oh, I told the other, oh, I mentioned. To who? People are not in the business of meeting your needs. In most cases, people are in the business of making it difficult. Meeting that need that you want and met. So when you make a request, remember, chances are it was met or it was not met. So follow up, because it is your responsibility. If you don't do it, who will do it for you? Who? So follow up. And also, let us address our emotional needs as well. You know, we also have emotional needs. I have mine and you have yours. As we deal with our children, first, let's take care of ours as well. Sometimes you can be offended. Even when the child comes to talk to you, you have no time for them because something else has happened. Sort yourself up and always have time for your child, whether things have been rough or not, whether you've been offended or not, whether you've been knuckled or not. So what I'm trying to say is, always make time for your children, and that time you're making for them, make it the best ever, such that when you tell them the next meeting will be this time, they will be like, yay, and they'll be the ones reminding you, you know, and then you know, yes, it's there. Your goal has been met. You see? So we have our own emotional needs. Let's sort them before we face the children. We should not take the emotions of this request will not be met or the other thing will not happen when the children are there. Let them know there is hope. Yeah? And also when chances are when you make a request it will not be honored because you can tell, then make it in the absentia so that they don't have hopes. But no matter what, validate your child's emotions. Yes, regardless of what anybody says. Isn't the child your child? Did the child not come from you? Then if the child came from you, if the child is yours, and if you've been spending time with your children, who knows your child better than yourself? A stranger who has met your child 2 years, 3 years? No? So then if strangers know your children more than yourself, as a parent you failed. Yes, do not let that happen. Be on top of the game. Know your child. So even if someone comes to tell you, you already know from deep down your heart that, hey, okay, I've heard, but my child, I think I know better. Okay? So do not be waiting for other people to validate the child for you. Some children commit suicide because the validation you are given was not correct and you fell for that one at the expense of your own child. Learn to connect with your child. Learn to connect with your child. Yes, make time to connect. Make time to connect. Time to connect. Make time to connect with your child. As you make time to go to work, as you make time to do important things and meet deadlines, make time to connect with your children and honor that time. I hope you've learned something today, and I want to tell you that you hear a lot of cases of children committing suicide, a lot of children that are doing drugs, a lot of children that are running away from home, a lot of children that left school, never went home, and the school also cannot even tell where they are. It's because of the small little things that I've mentioned to you. Parents have not been there for their children. So please, learn to be there for your child. Love your child. Validate their emotions. Listen first. And think before you react to what you've heard. And the reaction you give should always be to the best interests of your child. Best interest of your child. You know? Yes, when kings ask questions, know then they feel safe with you. Do not mislead them if you are not the parent. Because I know also people that are not parents are going to watch. Many, you know. So make time to connect. Love your children. Be there for them. Remember, we are in the business of taking care of our children. We are not in the business of demoralizing them, dismantling them, disconnecting them from us. No, we are in the business of making sure that we connect with our children and we help them to maximize their potential to be the best they can be. Having said that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've learned something. Enjoy the rest of your evening and see you in my next video. I thought of sharing this quick message with you as we wait for children to join us from boarding schools and even those that are with us every other day. But remember, the bonders have been away from you. Reconnect. A child who is in boarding school in grade 4, let's even start 5, 6, 7 and 8. You need to connect with your child very seriously. This is a responsibility that cannot be delegated to teachers, to nannies at home, or to relatives. What you're doing is not more important than your children. Your children are number one. Your family is number one. If you've not taken care of your children, of your family, there is nothing else you're doing out there, because the society basically is family. So you cannot go and pretend to build the society out there when the basic unit of the society has been neglected. And this is something we need to work into. Let families connect. Let parents be good role models for their children. Spend time with your children. Stop running to spend time with families or friends when your children don't get to see you. You know, when your family don't get to see you, you are available everywhere else. You know, you are in every party. You are a party animal, you know, and your children don't get to see you at all. You're failing. And the problems you are facing in the society today is because of parents that behaved that way. Let's reconnect with our children. Let's rechannel the water back to its roots so that we can have a good society tomorrow that we can enjoy. Our children will be disciplined and we will enjoy raising them up and seeing them turning up the way we've trained them to be. Thank you. Have a good evening and God bless you. Bye-bye.